When you're preparing a presentation, one of the questions you might have is whether or not you should write out a script and memorize exactly word for word what you wrote out. So in this video, I want to talk about how to prepare a presentation without writing a script. Hey there, my name is Carl Kwan. On this channel, you're going to learn a lot about presentations, tips, tricks, and how-tos. You'll also see some videos related to my business, which is called Kwan Multimedia. It's a video marketing agency based here in Canada. But most of all, you're going to learn presentations, tips, tricks, and how-tos. So make sure you hit that like button and also subscribe if you haven't already, as well as making sure you click on the bell icon so you don't miss out on any future videos. Alright, so when you are preparing a presentation, should you write a script and memorize it or not? And ideally, I don't think you should memorize a script because a lot of times it's going to sound like you memorized it. Unless, of course, you are a fantastic actor and you've written the script in a way that sounds completely natural. That is really difficult, and I think a lot of people may not have that kind of time to write everything out. So, what do? My suggestion is to actually just write everything out in bullet point form. So you're going to just make notes related to each topic that you want to cover and then have some sort of just a bullet point about what you want to talk about. Now, if you're going to be talking about certain facts and information that is going to be really important, then obviously you have to memorize that kind of stuff. But you can also, of course, put it up on screen if you're just going to put just something really important up there to remind yourself of what you're supposed to say. So that's what you want to do. You want to make sure that your entire presentation is laid out in bullet point form and have it sectioned off. So whatever part 1 is, put a heading for that and then put your points in there, and then for section 2, section 3, and so on and so on. What you want to do after that, though, is you want to make sure that you practice now. You don't want to just have those there and then rely on that as your presentation. Because what's going to happen is that you're going to end up going over time, or you're going to forget something, or you're just going to be nervous because you didn't prepare. That's what you want to do. You want to make sure that you get that ready, and then you want to prepare by practicing and going over it and making sure that you are hitting the time that you're supposed to hit. So you don't want to go over time, that's the main thing. You don't want to have a 10-minute presentation become a 20-minute presentation. We've all been there, we've witnessed those presentations, they're really horrible, nobody likes it. So if you have a 10-minute presentation, ideally after practicing, try and get that to 7 minutes, for example. Then at least you're leaving a little bit of time for your Q&A. So when you are preparing all these points and things like that, just think about that, like how much can you actually squeeze in? So you don't have to memorize everything, but like I said, prepare all those notes, prepare the bullet points, prepare whatever, and then make sure that you practice with a timer to make sure that you actually fit your presentation within the time limit. If you're going over, then you want to either go faster or you want to just take stuff out, which ideally for me, it's something that I always suggest is to take stuff out instead of trying to just squeeze more in by talking faster. We've seen people do that as well, where they'll just talk super fast and they'll try and get the whole presentation in, and then it seems like they're super rushed, they're not even breathing, and it's not a good presentation because they just don't come across as confident and sure about their topic. So take something out rather than keeping a whole bunch of stuff in. Make sure that you, again, make sure that you practice so that you can make sure that you're going to hit that right time limit. Okay, so I hope you found that helpful in terms of how you should prepare your presentation, whether or not you should write a script or not. So like I said, you should probably not write a script because it's going to be difficult to memorize it exactly. And if you don't memorize it and you forget something in the middle of your presentation, you're not going to be too happy about it. So the better idea is to just make an outline of your presentation, put those headings and subheadings and bullet points and whatever, and then practice it to make sure that you actually know what you're talking about. Okay, thank you so much for watching this. Make sure you like and subscribe, and also leave me any questions or comments you might have. Thanks again, and we'll talk to you in the next video. Bye for now.